Hello, my lovelies. We are gonna try and see how build mode works out for us in Paralives. I have kind of an ambitious house, and the point I am trying to make is I don't think I could make this house in The Sims. I don't think it could be done. So I want to see if I can do it in Paralives while I am learning how Paralives building tools work. So today's cuppa, because oh boy, we're going to need a cuppa today, is by Novelties, and it is the picture of Earl Grey. It's a it's a portrait of Dorian Gray reference. All of their teas are literary references. And it is not an Earl Grey. It is a lovely tea. I quite like it, even though it is a floral. Let's clear this lot while I used money cheats to be able to build on this enormous lot. Alright, so Earl Grey is a black tea. We are just gonna completely wipe this clean and start with a blank canvas. Earl Grey is a black tea with bergamot oil in it. Bergamot oranges are actually like technically a little bit poisonous, but they were really popular as like windbreaks back in the day. But anyway, this does not have bergamot. This has rose hips, or it has rose petals and natural flavors. So the house that I am trying to build is from the Redwine Supernova music video by Chappel Roane. It is a historical home in California, and it is a gorgeous house. The issue I'm having is, while it is beautiful, and while it is a publicly accessible house, because it is a historical site, it is available for tours, and the guy who lives there rents it out to like films and stuff. So it is super duper easy to like get a good look at what this house looks like from the outside. It is almost impossible to see what it looks like in the interior. They're like realtor style pictures of like the individual rooms, but you can't find a floor plan anywhere because it is simultaneously a historical site and also a private residence. So I'm like looking at like kind of overhead-ish views and trying to like make my best guesses as to how this house is actually put together. I'm not sure how well the grid on this actually works. Like, can I go in the half positions? Because if I can't, I'm probably gonna have to like double the size of some of these spaces. Can I stretch this room out? Excellent. And you? Because the whole must stay within your lot. Where some of these room distinctions are is interesting to me. Can I just draw a wall here? Interesting. Okay. From what I can tell, that is no. I'm so confused. Where did my floor go? Okay. Starting fresh. I like the choices of sound effects. Okay. So there's kind of this big narrow space. And I'm just gonna use the numbers I know and understand from like Sims. I'm just gonna make it bigger in the game than the spaces actually are, because it is a big house. Like, this is a large, intense house, and I'm trying to build it. So we'll worry about the interior rooms after we have the spaces built. I am literally, like, because I don't have, like, a floor plan to use as a reference image, I am literally going on to Google Maps, because this is a public house, and looking at the Google Maps street view. Because that's what I've got. It looks like there's, like, a second... I'm gonna... Like, this is probably gonna end up nothing like the original. Why isn't this a room anymore? Let's put in the interior rooms as best as I can figure them. Alright, there is the big entryway. And the stairs to the upstairs are through there. There appears to be, based on, like, the interior pictures, another drawing room through here. And there appears to be, like, a small music room, another, like, drawing room space. Why are none of these rooms? You know what? I'm just gonna draw over this whole room. You know what? It's early access. You expect things to be a little glitchy. No. Why isn't my undo button working? Oh, this is kind of a disaster. Hey, we are learning. It is a completely new game. It is a completely new paradigm. This is a quite glitchy build mode, but that is just fine. This is enormous. I'm gonna shrink this and hope it doesn't destroy the room. All right, I think I actually want to shift this room just a little bit further back. But this is actually like an angled wall. Now, I'm probably gonna have to make this taller. Can I just make the whole house taller? Or am I gonna have to do this one wall at a time? Oh dear. Alright, because I need a set of stairs, and the stairs are super duper 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 like crazy distinctive. Like, you can see the stairs in the music video that I was talking about. I'm gonna need to build a landing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of those stairs. I am gonna definitely need to make this whole thing taller. I'm gonna put in a front door, because there's like a front porch. Why can't I... Oh my gosh, this is such a disaster. Okay, we'll put you back at ground level. Is this all one room? Like, what is happening? Because there is a front porch with a step up. You know what? We'll deal with the covered porches later. I want kind of an ornate door. I don't think we're gonna get the colors of the original house. Oh my gosh. Our house is not tall enough for the front door. Okay, so we're gonna make the whole thing this tall. Perfect. Oh, thank you. Increase or decrease wall height. Thickness. Change swatch. Turn into a separator wall. The thing I need to do is the stairs. Okay. So I need a platform here. So we're gonna raise this up And then we're gonna delete the wall. I'm gonna make this just a smidgen taller. Perfect. Okay. So there's our platform. Now, I want these gorgeous wooden stairs. This is so unfortunate. Can I look at this from directly above? Is there a way to? Yes. Okay. Now those are snapped to the wall and the correct height. Okay, we'll just find the fence and we'll put it on the one spot. Because this is... I'm just a little bit frustrated. How do I put this on top of the platform? Okay. We cannot put a wall there. We cannot put that fence there. So we will put a wall here. Alright, that will do. Now I need to do stairs with nothing under them. No. Alright, first we'll place them. I'm gonna embed them in the floor. No, that doesn't work. How do I get them to terminate on this platform? Is that possible in this moment? Let's get rid of these for a second. If I extend this out one, can I use that to trick the stairs? We'll place it and then we'll fix the color. Okay, the stairwell does not work this way, which is just deeply sad and unfortunate. Is there a way to just bend stairs? I think now. Can I? Okay. You know what? We made it work. It kind of sort of works. And that's all I really ask. Like, it's far from perfect, but it works. Now, let's make these match the other set of stairs. It's kind of a redder... Oh, sweet. We were already in the color tone. You can adjust the wood patterns? You can have different board styles on your stairs. Alright, so... looking at interior photos, there is an archway here. And it is a square wooden archway. Do you have a super dark rich wood? Boom. And there is a nearly identical archway. Okay, and then you can see through this one, through a room into another room. So that this will be the dining room. I think that this is probably a kitchen, because you could do you did exterior kitchens like this so that you could separate the heat from the house. Okay, I just did a little bit of Googling to see how you could make a porch, and it would basically involve us starting over, because you basically have to build another level underneath and then just give it a really, really short wall height. All right. Third time's the charm, right? All right. I think I have the first level. So now I make this a really, really short wall height. And now I can build a level on top of this at the actual wall height to make the place. Okay. So... so long and so much. Now, before we do anything else, I am going to build the second story up because I think that one is going to be much easier. Okay. So let's start with what I believe the format of the master bedroom is. There are at least 4 bedrooms in this house. There might be 5, but they take a bunch of pictures from multiple angles. Like, there's a lot of what I think is just realtor chatter of this house. So it is really hard to tell where the spaces actually are. And I am very much realizing just how much this house is going to be wrong. That will be the powder room. These houses had 1 bathroom for the whole floor. That is how they were built. So that is how we are going to build this. Oh my gosh. Do we want to attempt to roof it? Roofs. Okay. So. Oh my god. Did you see that? Our gabled roof just snaps perfectly on. I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger and a little bit taller. I might cry with how easy that was. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, if you play The Sims, how crazy easy that was? I'm seriously, like, tearing up a little bit. Okay, so the main house has kind of one of these deals. I'm still a little bit teary. And it's just a little bit shallower. Like, we'll deal with colors and all of that later. Like, that's not really important in this moment. And then gonna, because these are actually quite narrow in the side view. Oh wait, actually, we don't want that one. We want this one. Need to rotate you once. And then bring you to the shape I want. Yes, now you die. You duplicate. Rotate you. My gosh, it's so beautiful. There is a chimney. We'll do this one and we'll play with the colors later. Excuse me, I need to go run around in Google Maps to look at where the roof looks like in front, so I can see the side view. I wish I could extend the eaves just a little bit. Like, I would just like the eaves to come down a little bit further. Oh, I need to go down. When I came, I need to adjust this. Doesn't come the whole way back around the house. Now, we're gonna put in fencing and pillars. And more stairs. Okay. Let's get the back steps in. Let's just put in the steps. I will just try to find the matching later. And I'm just gonna keep things easy for myself. And I'm gonna duplicate this. That is so not what you were supposed to do. It's fine. Now we look at fences. I think this is this fence. Alright, we're gonna narrow this down. Can I put like a half tile? Okay, so I can do it just part of the grid. Don't snap to the grid. Shift key is supposed to divide the size of the grid. I think this is genuinely the smallest it can go. So we'll just slide this over to match. If it isn't perfect, that's fine. And now we shall draw on the fence all the way around everything. And if I were a column, paint, doors, windows, architectural details, columns. There you are. Did adding the fencing render this not a room somehow? Or because it's a ceiling and not a floor? Ceiling finishes. Yes, this is a ceiling for the floor below and not a floor in its own right. Oh! That was where the delineation was. There wasn't any kind of boundary there to mark this as a room space. Ha! I figured it out. I am a genius, and now it has a roof that I can put a roof on. I am a goddess amongst women, and you should all recognize that. Ha ha ha! Bah ha 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 ha! Oh, how shall we do this? We're gonna just make you really, really short. Can I match up that corner? And then just trying to match these up as closely as I can. And now I need to delineate this as a room. There. Okay. So we have all of the spaces. We have the second floor. Roofs exist. Oh, I need to put on one more roof. All right, guys, I'm going to probably time lapse quite a bit of this because I have been building for an hour and 12 minutes. All right, I want architectural details. Give me columns. All right, so I'm going to start picking wall textures for the exterior and the exterior alone. And then we will mess with windows, and then we will mess with everything else, and it will be gorgeous, and it'll be glorious. Oh my gosh, this just got interesting. All right. The original house is a pale green siding. All right, the foundation is brick. So we want a brick foundation. I think we're going to go with this one. And if they have a preset that's a nice red brick, I am down. Oh my gosh, this is almost exactly the color of the house. We're going to start here. Like, it is just barely like a brighter green. Let's do the whole exterior in this. Okay. I'm going to place this roof real... What on earth is that? What are you snapping to, baby? There you go. Oh, honey. And I'm going to bring that down as close as I can in height to the other. There. All right. And then the roofs are like a grayer color. They are still white lined because it's just a slightly grayer brown. Now we just need to do that to all of the roofs. Hippie, you're supposed to be all one color. Hippie, why are you like this? I'm gonna get rid of that one and place another one in hopes that it will fix whatever that was. You know what? We're gonna call it a glitch and we're gonna ignore it. I'm fine. I'm fine. This is fine. Oh my gosh, it did it upstairs with the Pari too. I am gonna report this bug real quick. Okay. As fascinating as this is, we're just gonna ignore it. It is a glitch. Something is glitched. And that is just the fact of the matter. Okay, I can't see their color of this chunk of the roof. And I find it interesting that there isn't anything to accommodate changing that color in the swatches. Let's place a door. Let's place some windows. Okay, there is definitely an exterior door here. And it is kind of a cream color. In fact, this looks very much like the door that is on the lot. There is a back door that is visible from the front. And it is like... it looks kind of like this. And... oh. I could have sworn we painted that. It's fine. And then there is... you can see through pictures of the backyard. There is a little back door to this kitchen area. And I suspect, based on placement, that this space isn't actually the same height as the rest of the house. What we're going to do is we're going to go a floor down. We're going to draw on just a tiny porch. Okay, windows. The windows I can see from the front. Now, you can't really see it. I genuinely don't know. There's a tiny little itty bitty gabled roof, making this like what would be like a quarter of a tile narrower than the floor above. We're not gonna do that. I think we are finally in a position to go inside and attempt to do something approximating furnishing this house. So the front parlor is the room you can see in Chappel Roane's video. It is paneled halfway up, and then there's like a delicate wallpaper. Wall stones, wall masonry, wall tiles, wallpaper, wall paint. So this is a wallpaper. This isn't a terribly dissimilar pattern. There doesn't seem to be any sort of wood paneling. Alright, apparently we need the walls up to paint them. Okay, now there is an arch here and here. I think it lines up pretty well with the stairs. Right, it is definitely like a parquet floor. It's a pale golden parquet floor. Oh, you know what? Does this come in a gold? I think I like this better. All right. And we'll match it for this. So we need furnishings. And we're going to have a time of it because I know that there isn't a lot here. It's still early access, guys. We're done with the wallpaper. They have a piano tucked into this back corner. I cannot make you smaller, so I'm going to slide this just a little bit past it. There is a fireplace on this wall. Those were in roofs for some reason, which I guess makes sense. I guess it makes kind of a weird sort of sense. That actually kind of perfectly fits. And then there's a little, like a little table. The furniture is all very modern. That is fine. It's fine. Couches, armchairs, benches. Do we have anything that remotely looks like a settee? We don't, not really. I didn't ask. It is struggling with what it wants to snap to a wall. We don't actually want it to snap to a wall. And I want it just a little bit darker than the walls. Yes, and then there is another chair here. And I'm going to put just a big potted plant. And we need some rugs. Furnishings. Decor items. Wall art. Oh, pictures. Change image. Can I make you bigger? You shall be this still life. And you, I can toggle to change your size. Okay, let's get some rugs in here. I want at least 2. I want a big, stonkin' fancy rug here. Then the white will be like a pale pink. Alright, that's fine. And for round rugs, looks like all we've got is solid colors. It is what it is. Alright, I think we're going to put, in the actual house, it's a bunch of like pictures and things. I think we're going to put a mirror over the, over the fireplace. This is going to be a really barren space, but that's fine. That is just fine. Okay. Through here, all right, this is another little parlor room, and it looks like it's a little bit cream colored because you can just barely see it through this archway. So you know next to nothing about this room. All right, walls, wallpaper. I kind of like this, but I want to customize it. What I would like to do is take the flowers and make them just barely darker. I'm going to make the access into this parlor. We'll do one here, and we'll do one here, and it'll be kind of a transitory space. All right, so we don't know what's in this room. Beyond the fact that I can see that there is a little chair and it's just kind of tucked here. Like, I can't even see if there are pictures on the window behind it or if there are curtains on these windows. What kind of curtains do I want? We're gonna take this just a little bit paler and we're gonna like really just pale this pattern up into just completely frothy nonsense. I think that is probably a glitch. I should report that. Now, activities. Games. Can I fit chairs at this table in here? Can I shrink this table at all? Because I was really hoping to tuck that into that spot. All right. And I'm going to give you a more interesting finish. And decor. Miscellaneous decor items. We'll put like 3 different heights of candelabra on you. Yeah. And you can have this lamp that is not a crystal ball, honest. And we'll put the Monaco Neko. Let's put a skill building item here. Let's put an easel in here. I know that one of these... Okay. The rings rotate you. So I can lean this against the wall. Yes! Scroll up to the dining room and take inspiration, because I have now realized that there's like 4 different ways I've seen each of these rooms decorated now. They just shuffle furniture. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because if they're renting the space out for purposes of people filming. All right, we need a dining table, and we're gonna do this one because it's the only one that has pretty carving on its legs. We're gonna center it. We're gonna extend it because fancy. I think we're gonna do this chair. And we need a sideboard on, I think we're gonna do, like, I know this is a console, but it will work really well for a sideboard. Oh my gosh. Colors. This is another, there's a lot of pink in this house. Let's look at wallpaper patterns and see what I like. What do you actually... Okay, you are a floral. I like this geometric. We haven't had a blue room yet. I want a dark blue room. We need to do a rug. We need a carpet. Center this under the table. Oh my god, that pattern got so weird. It's fine. Alright. There's no fireplace here. Okay, I'm like thinking of things to do for decor items. Alright. We're gonna have a big plant. How big are you? Awesome. Just a bunch of plants in here. I predict a lot of repeats. A lot of... Let's do this portrait. Just, there isn't a lot of... Like, there are only 13 curtains in the entire game. And that is... I say this from the absolute bottom of my soul. That is fine. Like, that is... If we are in early access, we will have more stuff as it exists. But that being said, just speaking of what is here, it isn't a lot yet. Let's make a bigger bowl of fruit. You just have abnormal apples. They're just weirdly big. Is there just like a vase with flowers in it? Because that could be nice. So they have a plate and a knife and a fork. If there's a spoon somewhere in here that I scrolled past, you can set your table in decor. Can I place this on top of this and then move at all? Because then there's your bread plate on top of your dinner plate. Like, you can do semi-formal settings with this. Like, I realize this is all the wrong colors. But then... Come on, rotate just a little bit more for me. Fork on the right. I didn't see a spoon. You can do steak knife on the left. It's not a butter knife, it's a steak knife. But you can set your table in decor items. That is outstanding. All we need's a spoon. They don't match. I don't care. That is spectacular. I am genuinely, like, deeply, profoundly excited about that. And there just needs to be something on this wall. We'll just pick a picture. We'll just have an abnormally large version of this duck. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about this huge bare wall over here. I think as much fun as it could be to do a huge video, I have been recording for 2.5 hours. I think what I'd like to do is just decorate with myself, and then I will time lapse it out and give you a tour of what I did at the end. Let's get to this. All right. We are coming up here on 4 hours of recording, and I think, with the exception of like the things you notice as you're playing in a build, that it's like, oh, I forgot this, oh, I forgot that, I think we're done. Oh, I didn't do the ensuite bathroom. Well, we'll pretend it's done. So this is my best approximation of the Waite Cobb mansion in Riverside, California. So I didn't go super enthusiastic with the back. I kind of mostly used trees, and the terrain paint actually gives you different heights and depths of grass. So it's like they kind of let their backyard go because they don't care. But if you come in through the front door, you saw me decorate here. You saw me decorate through the dining room. So let's slip on into the kitchen. I wanted clutter everywhere. And guys, you can put clutter items on the stove. Like, I kept a couple burners free just in case. And I put in a couple appliances. One of the things I really like is that they highlight where appliances can go so that your parafolk will be able to use them. There's also, so if you cut through the music rooms, or if you cut through this room, the secondary parlor, or the music room, you can get to a small games room, and through that is the downstairs bath. I really liked that there was a variety of decor items and clutter items, and that they all stack nicely. Like, this is 3 separate towels. This isn't a stack of towels. I probably should have put a bar of soap by the sinks, but I don't care. I'm getting a little bit tired. I probably should have taken a break and started over, but I'm leaving for a trip in less than 48 hours, and I wanted to have you guys have videos the whole time I was gone. So if you go upstairs, to the left is the master bedroom. There will be an ensuite someday. This is the minimum width it would stretch to have 2 sets of pillows. I feel like 2 paras could fit in a narrower bed, but I thought, this is the master bedroom. Let's make sure that it will fit 2 paras. That is a huge hacking bed. Next over is the yellow bedroom. I thought they would be a little bit fitnessy, so I gave them the yoga mat and some kettlebells, and also a guitar for reasons. The non-ensuite bath, so I guess the master bath. Then we have the blue bedroom, which I just filled with plants. I decided they're a horticulturist. And then I made a study because I realized that in this entire house there wasn't a single desk or electronic. And you can't communicate with you can't communicate with people who are going to rent your house to... There are no phones in this game. Well, I guess that makes sense that there would be no land phones because, you know, you have cell phones. For as little as is there, I really like what I'm able to do. Like, this shelf piece was empty. Like, you can see me filling it in the time lapse. We'll see how long the time... Is it because I'm on top of this wall or this lamp? But yeah, the items are a little bit sparse. But there's a lot of good... It is glitchy, but it is still a very, very good... I was able to build this. Like, this exists. Like, it's not playtested. I don't know if everything inside works, but just the fact that I was able to build, like... The roofs, yeah, the colors are glitchy, whatever, they still snapped into place. They still look like they still are the shapes I wanted. Even the weird shapes. I have never gotten an octagon roof to fit like that in Sims. I have to freaking build them out of the angled hipped roofs to make them work. Is there a lot left to do to fix all of the things that are wrong with these particular glitchy early access thing? Yeah, but I think when this is running, this is gonna be running on Steam. This is gonna be on fire. This is delightful and amazing. Like, look, I was even able to put a little... The only science item is the telescope. but look at how cute that is. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was informative. Like, all the frustrations at the beginning getting the walls to work. Like, some of the downstairs rooms, I can't put tile in the bathroom because if I highlight the rooms, the bathroom, this parlor, and the dining room are all one room. I am genuinely excited to build more in this. I'm excited to finish this house and see if we can get it working. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and you could learn with it. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe to bring you back for more build videos. Have a happy time zone wherever in the world you are, and I will see you guys next time.